Legos, the building blocks of life.
I mean, I wouldn't say life, but
okay, I guess technically
you could build a life. We got your little figurines and your minifigures, as they're called in the Lego community, that you could build a life for them, almost like The Sims.
Almost like The Sims,
but
yeah.
in real life, I guess.
I was confusing Legos for the elementary school definition of atoms, which, those are, in fact, the building blocks of life in real life. But, it's nice. You get your little set, construct something wonderful, get to have a little bit of an escapism for about an hour or two.
I mean, it depends on what size the set is,
It's certainly true. Sometimes you can have escapism for a solid week if you're building a Millennium Falcon the size of a small house, but
Well, I don't have the money to pay for that small house, though.
But we do have escapism for about an hour. This is the Just the Two of Us podcast.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Fielding castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
Hi, I'm Alan Agostino.
And I'm Michael McDonald.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of the Just the Two of Us podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
Episode 3. Technically episode 5, but
we beat our record last year with a third episode.
Yes.
And let's go, baby. I'm so excited.
Cool. Now we're going to go to hibernation for another year.
So we'll see you. Actually, we're going to just sweeten the deal. It's going to be a 2-year hibernation after this one. So see y'all in 2023. Let's see what the planet's like this time.
Just kidding, by the way. We're not
actually going to do that.
That would be funny, though.
It would be.
That would be the biggest troll to all the fans, wouldn't it?
All 20 of them, but at the same time...
21.
Excuse me. But
not to mention non-subscribers, which we still love everyone who listens, no matter if
Absolutely.
you're a subscriber or not subscriber. But please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you have not already.
He did the thing.
I did the thing.
You bastard, you.
You know me, I got to plug. Gotta be the social media kid, cool kid.
Cool kid, social media man. Still no sponsorship, though. Hit us up.
The brands.
Insert brands here. Raycon, I hear is pretty popular with the YouTubers.
They're popular now all of a sudden.
They've been
HelloFresh they were always popping their heads in and out.
As well as Honey.
And how can we forget the notorious Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah, the classic.
Are we allowed to even say this stuff?
Yes, we are, because that's technically free advertising. Hopefully, it could turn into paid advertisement, too. We're going to need a few tens of thousands more viewers for that to be the case. But, dream big, as they say.
We like to dream big here. We're pretty good at that. Like, this whole podcast was a big dream until we eventually did it and realized, oh, wait.
I mean, technically it was a meme, but, meme big, then you dream big.
Well, it's a meme that surprisingly paid off for us and a couple lucky viewers,
I would certainly say so. I bought you a Lego set the other day.
Okay, you technically picked up a Lego set.
I
paid it back for the Lego set.
Yes, but... it was the last one on the shelf.
It was the last one, and I've been looking for the past 3 months now.
It's been 3 months.
Yeah, it's been 3 months.
Care to describe it to the audience?
If anyone's familiar with the TV show The Mandalorian, it's basically from season 2, episode 1, when they're on Tatooine. It's just Mando with his baby Yoda and the speeder bike and a Tusken Raider hut. That's really about it.
It's a very nice, the child figure, very small.
Very small. I was very surprised.
Yeah, it's a small little man.
It's a small little figurine, but the figures alone were worth the price of admission for the set. You get a Beskar Mando for my Star Wars fans out there. You know what it is, and then Baby Yoda, or Grogu, as he's commonly known as now.
It's a nice little display piece, it's currently right underneath the old lamp here, and it's
when the light shines on it, it really reflects off well.
It's surprisingly high quality minifigure of our main.
It's Lego. I mean, like, their slogan is what's the slogan? It's like the best is never good enough or something like that. I don't know. It's something corny like that.
I thought it was like eat fresh. Wait, that's Subway. That could not have been further from.
Not really even close. Not even Subway's not really. No, hot take. Subway is.
Gonna be honest with you, I don't really have an opinion. They're just sandwiches.
I mean, have you ever had a Primo Hoagie before? Not sponsored by Primo Hoagie.
I've actually never had a Primo Hoagie. No.
Ooh, we should. There's one down the street from over by the Walmart over that way. We should go. We should go there sometime.
Am I really missing out on something
I think
spectacular?
So. I mean, yeah.
I've had a Jersey Mike's hoagie before.
Yeah, you can't even compare that with the Primo Hoagie.
I mean, they got Primo in the title, so they mean serious business.
I mean, we'll take you over there sometime. It's a good sandwich, and you get a lot for like a good price. You could have 2 servings if you really want to.
You know what isn't worth it though? Wings from Sheets.
Dude, stop. My bank account hates me anytime I get them from there. $13. $13. You know what I can get for $13 at PJ's?
Your entree.
Yeah. Yeah. And a drink. Like an alcoholic beverage.
A beverage of the alcoholic variety.
Yeah.
And your wings.
Yeah.
10-week classic. With mild buffalo sauce.
Yes.
With ranch on the side.
Blue cheese on the side there.
Oh, okay.
I like the blue cheese.
Okay.
But yeah, again, it's like $13 for gas station wings.
Are they that good?
I mean, they're all right. I wouldn't say. I would say the wings I made were 10 times better.
This guy. Okay.
Okay, a little sidetrack here. I made wings for the first time.
Sidetrack of a sidetrack. Yeah, we have an air fryer now.
We have an air fryer, and
kneel to our superiority.
Yeah, basically. But anyways, I made these wings, and I was like, I found the recipe on YouTube. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And oh my god, was it not the best tasting food I've ever made before?
I thought you were going to say, I don't know if it's the best tasting thing you've ever had in your entire life.
No, I had it in my entire life, but that I made personally, it was delicious.
Yeah, when he saw this, he was basically on the verge of tears.
It was really good.
I mean,
I take pride in making something like, it's like when you buy your first car or buy your first house, you take pride in that.
Mm-hmm.
Except I made chicken wings, and that's what I took my pride in.
It's like buying a cheeseburger, from a restaurant, and it's everything you ever wanted and more. But then when you take the first bite, you realize the bastards put mayonnaise on the sandwich.
Don't start. We already had this conversation earlier today. I don't like mayo on a burger. I just think it's weird.
So what do? You call the establishment and get a free burger that doesn't have mayonnaise on it.
I mean, you wouldn't have to call if you're there at the restaurant.
Or if you're getting it delivered to the house.
Sounds like this is a true story that just happened maybe less than 2 hours ago, Alan.
The joke is, it is.
Yes, it is. Someone did, not naming names, but yes, someone ordered a burger on a website. But the website did not ask to customize the burger. It just said cheeseburger. And then
this
they gave
person
cheeseburger.
And then this person in particular.
But it was really more of a mayo burger than it was a cheeseburger because they really put a lot of mayo on it.
Did you have a bite of the burger?
No, it was disgusting. I don't like mayo. Look, I'll eat mayo like on a turkey club sandwich, but there's a fine line with mayo and then too much mayo.
Okay.
Like when I'm talking like the top of the bun's all white and basically the meat patty itself is white, that's a lot of mayo.
Could have been white from a slice of white American cheese.
There wasn't any cheese on it though.
There was no cheese on the cheeseburger.
I would have saw the cheese. You could see the difference, like texture wise. Definitely wasn't any cheese unless the mayo somehow got into the cheese. I don't know.
It's a mayo white American cheese fusion, which is effectively just another mayo at that point. But
Oh, yeah, no, mayo. Like people eat mayo with like French fries.
I know that
it's a delicacy over in the Norwegian or like the Nordic regions.
I don't think I would ever wanted to have it just straight up, just straight, no chaser, if you will. Mayo is a good flavor enhancer for sauces and various other things. Put mayo in a combination, make a nice dressing.
Chick-fil-A sauce, I think, uses mayo.
Most secret sauces use mayo as their base.
That's it's the consistency.
It's the consistency. There's also like a distinct kind of flavor, kind of savoriness to it, which kind of, I don't know, it's kind of bad on its own, but if you combine it with something else, it's like, oh, the sum is far greater than its parts. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, Tom, your laundry's done.
No, that's my laundry. It's done.
That's your laundry, I see.
I had to do some laundry.
Ah, nice.
But the dryer's been weird because I only got like a couple, I got small things in there. So it's like, I keep like marking it down for like 40 minutes, but like with the load side, it thinks it's done because of the weight inside. It doesn't matter. It's probably done. I'll get it when we're done with this because this is more important right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I mean, the dryer works perfectly fine. Washer might be a little suspect after the whole incident, but it's all right.
We're not hashing that. Everyone knows what you did.
Rehashing and slashing, if you will.
You were dumb doing that.
Yeah.
And you've been very careful of throwing your laundry in ever since, haven't you?
I had a small panic attack the other week because I misplaced my Amazon branded tablet.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, where is it? Wait, it's just it's on the damn kitchen table. Never mind.
I would have been like, Kate, he did it again. And then she'd be like, what do you mean? And she'll be like, he did it again.
And you would be like, oh, he did it again.
She'll do the big sigh. Like, oh. She'll call you up and be like, How can you be
This stupid.
like once? Sure, it could happen to anyone, but twice.
Fool me once. How could you? Fool me twice. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't. You cease to amaze me in some of the things you do, but
That's just part of my charm, baby.
God, yeah, the Alan Agostino charm that everyone loves so much. Oh my God, what were we talking about? We got really
we got sidetracked talking
Legos,
wings,
Mayo.
wing prices, mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, the sheets. Yeah, whatever. I think we should move on from the sheets because it's just
It will just
hurts
make you
me.
too sad in the inside.
It just hurts, dude. Like Wawa's superior. If we really want to get a fight going right now, Wawa's superior. Anyone listening to this podcast who agrees with me, please leave a like.
You're fishing.
I did it again. See,
You're fishing.
I did it again. I did a like.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to fish too. Anybody that thinks Sheets is superior, leave a comment. It doesn't have to say anything in particular. You could have it just say beans.
Beans. You love that video since I showed you that.
It's this TikTok that's trending and is like, she made the beans.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's not like actual beans. It's like that stupid bean in Chicago.
It looks like a thing of broiled beans, like bushes or whatever.
The original, I don't know if that but one of the TikTok I showed you in particular was the one. It was the guy who went to Chicago and he was like, "I'm looking at the bean."
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the original one actually started off with a guy making a pot of beans.
Yeah, this was like his girlfriend or his fiance or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, beans. I don't like beans.
I don't like them either.
It's just different taste,
Remember
different.
Bush's Baked Beans made a mobile game?
They did, didn't they?
Do you remember that? I downloaded it.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I was like,
Giving into the corporate branding of
I
corporate
think
America.
I was bored. It was high school in class before class starts. Just needed a new game to play, and it was like, oh, it's kind of like Flappy Bird. If you remember Flappy Bird.
I played GTA San Andreas on my phone instead.
Yeah. See, I'd had those games too, but I was like, the hype around it was real. They had the talking dog and everything, dude. The commercials.
Excuse me.
They knew the way to my heart. Dogs.
All the homies in high school were playing Flappy Golf. It was like golf mixed with Flappy Bird.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, there was an obsession around that. You and the boys would just get like a nice little local match going, and they would always pick like the hardest maps or whatever the hell it was, and then you get good enough so that your ball had like a rainbow trail or like a
So basically Mario Kart. This sounds like Mario Kart
kind of
with friendships.
something like that. I don't know.
Remember why Flappy Bird got taken off the App Store?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
it people killing themselves over it or something?
No, the creator of the game got so overwhelmed with the fact that it was the biggest game on the planet for a solid month, and he was like, I don't want this attention. I want to like be able to leave my house without being recognized on the street.
Someone killed themselves.
I don't think that was the case. Maybe it was part of it, but there was an obsession. I'm also going to be honest with you. I actually never played Flappy Bird.
I think I got on one of the. I never played the original version.
Did you get one of the knockoff versions?
Yeah, I think I got it was like Splashy Fish or something like that.
Just trying to like replicate the success of it.
Yeah, well, I think I got hooked on the thing. I think before like right as the app was about to get taken off the store, so that's why.
I gotcha.
That still made me very frustrated, and I probably just.
Do you know that game was making like almost like $100 million a day just due to the
I
advertisements
bet
that were
that
on
guy
the game?
just deleted the app because he had enough money to retire.
Maybe, but he made a game after Flappy Bird, which was not as popular. Forget what it was called, but it did exist.
Who cares? He probably has millions of dollars he's sitting on it right now. He's probably sitting in his nice big penthouse mansion or whatever, being like, haha, you mere mortals.
I have ascended. I've taken over the worst kind of gamer, the normie.
Yeah, he really did go out. That was his target audience.
It really was.
I mean, hey, that's all you need. Like, I look at the games that are out now that you see, like, just scrolling through, like, your Facebook or Instagram feeds, those stupid, like, 2D. Oh, like, this game's so hard. And it's like, it's not. You just got to click that button and you'll be fine. You seen those ads? They make you more mad about, they, like, make you want to look at the game.
I mean,
it's like, this is so hard. You'll never make it here.
Most of the time, it's just done just to get like target audience of just people that don't even play video games. So they're trying to make it as flashy and as appealing as possible. But
So,
it
like
just
moms and stuff like that.
yeah, essentially, basically, yeah.
I mean, remember when Candy Crush was big with moms?
I don't know why, but it was.
I remember, like, everyone got into that.
I never really was a Candy Crush kid.
I never really cared much for those games. I thought they would
Probably
get boring.
because my puzzle game fix actually came from a different place. Mario Party on the Nintendo DS had a mini game section, and in that mini game section there was a subsection where there was all these just puzzle games, and one of them was like essentially what Candy Crush is. It was like Bejeweled originally, and then another one was just kind of like a rip of what Dr. Mario was, which is kind of like a Tetris kind of thing.
What my puzzle games were?
Portal.
No, Lego, any Lego game that I played as a child.
I guess technically that makes sense.
They're technically puzzle games. I mean, if you really think about it, but Portal is that was a good guess. I haven't thought about that game in forever.
Great games.
They're fun. The stories are interesting, to say the least.
Good lore.
They do have some good lore. I do appreciate a game that has really good lore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some more mainstream examples can be Assassin's Creed, for example. But then again, that lore is so convoluted now. It's like the Fox X-Men universe at this point.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And also just Assassin's Creed in the last recent years has been something of...
It's been kind of They've been on the up and up, I guess. But like, I haven't played the new game, Valhalla, to give that opinion. It looks good, though. What I've seen. It looks fun.
Vikings.
Yeah, but the time periods haven't been calling me since really... God, I guess Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So
You ever play Mass Effect?
no, I have not played Mass Effect. That's a good lore though.
You would like Mass Effect.
I heard the last game. What was it? Andromeda did not get.
That was not really a part of the main story, though.
Isn't
that
that a
was
prequel or something?
I don't really know.
I think it was a
I just know it was just basically just EA just with their money was like, make more Mass Effect. And like,
Andrew Wilson was just like, make
more
more.
Mass Effect games.
Yeah,
please.
He's Australian for anyone who. I would know because I'm doing a project on his company.
EA Games.
Yes.
Challenge everything. That was their old slogan back in the day.
Their new slogan now is the player first or something like that. At least that's what their company slogan is.
To quote Andrew Wilson, is this good for the player?
Most of the time it's not.
Because they loaded with predatory
Microtransactions.
that get children hooked on gambling.
CSGO started that. I'll say it here. CSGO really got kids into that.
I don't think CSGO was the thing that did it.
I remember there was such a big deal where they had to like shut down a lot of those apps and stuff like that.
Actually, you might be right. Most of the microtransactions are predatory, but they weren't really gambling. They were just obnoxious. CSGO actually
was gambling.
But it actually wasn't CSGO. It was a fan site that was not affiliated, but they took a bunch of digital loot and they compiled it and sold it onto this virtual marketplace.
Yeah, I remember because I didn't have CSGO, but I thought it was always fun to like spin the wheel. I never like used any money or anything. I thought it was just fun to just. It was like opening a slot machine.
It's like opening a pack of trading cards, which then turn into loot boxes. Basically,
EA has a Star Wars card game that does exactly that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's called Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Ooh, no, it's not that. But ooh, don't. It game had so much. I had high hopes for that game. Such high hopes.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, don't worry. The single player story. You're gonna follow the Empire all the way through the game." I was like, "I know you're not gonna do it. I know." And literally 3 missions in. Oh, we're part of the Rebel Alliance. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I was like, you almost got me. It's like, oh, maybe, just maybe. And then they got me. I was like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $60. Actually, no, I spent $70 on that game because I
got the digital deluxe edition, didn't you?
I did.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Because I was like, Clone Wars. Once I saw those Phase 2 clone troopers getting like destroyed by Darth Maul, I was like, oh, here you go, take my money.
This is why you got to get into PC gaming, Mike. The mods. You could mod Battlefront 2 2005 to get all the cool stuff.
Yeah, I know. Funny enough, I ported, or I guess it was kind of more of a backwards compatible thing on Xbox One. They had the original 2 Battlefronts. Mm-hmm. They added 2 new heroes that were like playable on the PC version. It was Asajj Ventress and I think Ket Fisto were the 2. So I thought that was kind of cool when I downloaded that because I played that game more than I played the one from 4 years ago now. It's 2017, so.
Mm-hmm. It was they had that whole obviously the campaign was all right, but the whole the RTS mode where you get to take over all the different planets and plan a whole battle strategy and things like that.
Oh my god, Galactic Conquest was my thing.
This is also why you got to get into PC gaming so you can get back into Star Wars Empire at War.
It's been years.
It's been years.
On Windows 2000 something. I couldn't even tell you what I played it on.
You could probably play it on this thing, to be honest with you. This little laptop.
It's a strategy game.
It's not super graphically intensive, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's super difficult to get into.
You'd
You'd have to put a lot of time into it, but I mean, yeah, you'd enjoy it.
I know I would enjoy it. I've seen people play it. I don't know. I've just never been into those kinds of big strategy games.
You like to be just like just like the one guy, just the lone soldier sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like almost as maybe even considering something like a Clash of the Clans style, but like more open world. Something that's just it's not too intense where I have to be like
clicking your mouse 100 times a minute.
yeah, something that I can just like build up an empire or something like that, and like almost like I guess Civ, I guess, but that's even a little bit
Too intense for you.
intense for me.
You might like well, what's the stupid game? Hold on. The name of the game is Mountain Blade Warband. It's basically like a game where you can like build like an army, but you can also take control of like a single soldier. It's nice. It came out in 2010, so it's also up your alley.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a game. What's that actually called? Something about the Civil War. It just came out on PC. I don't really remember, but it was like a first-person shooter Civil War game, and it looked pretty cool. That doesn't matter. It looked cool. That's all I care about. Because you know me love history.
You know, like your historical games, Mr. Assassin's Creed over there.
Yeah, well, even then they were stretching it, but I just like the time periods. Speaking of history, you want to grab that book over there and we can read what happened today in history for our audience members who might be interested. Now, the one to the left, the bottom, that one. I don't think our audience members want to read from the memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant, if I had to say.
The book of this day in history. Oh, Jesus Christ! This is like a Bible.
It is the size of a Bible, but it has historical facts from every day of the year. We are on what 19th today. March 19th. Let's see.
March 19th, 2021. Two degenerates record a podcast in their bedroom. Oh, that's us.
All right. Speaking of the Civil War, 1863, the
this
Confederate
guy.
cruiser Georgina is sunk on her maiden voyage. That sucks, doesn't it? Let's see. Anything? 1931, Nevada legalizes gambling. Oh, that's fun. Oh, here's a fun one. 1941, the Tuskegee Airmen are established. And, oh, here, music for you, Alan. 1962, Bob Dylan releases his first album. And then, yeah, that's that.
You're not gonna say
I'm
that
not gonna
one,
say
are you?
that one because that one's kind of bad.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. See, here we go. Here's a boring one. 1979, C-SPAN begins broadcasting from the U.S. House of Representatives.
My favorite network.
Yeah, everyone's favorite network. But some interesting things. Actually, I'm going to hold on to this because I haven't read it in a few days. I want to catch up on my days.
You gotta catch up on your nightly
reading?
nightly readings,
Yes,
you know?
of course.
Some people read their Bible every night before bed. Mike McDonald reads his book of this day in history.
It's relaxing.
Just like this podcast.
I mean, sometimes I listen to this podcast to go to bed. I'm just kidding. I'm not that much of a narcissist. I don't even listen to it after, other than like just to see like the view count and the comments. I really don't even I don't even listen to it.
I do listen to it a couple of times just because, you know, to reminisce on some good bits. You know, we do have some nice moments. With
I do like
bits.
some of the moments we have. Yeah.
There's a nice just kind of intimacy, you know, in this podcast, you know.
We just, I don't know. We just kind of like, we're like peanut butter and jelly, as they say.
Yeah. Or like a burger and mayonnaise.
No.
We're back to it.
We're back to it.
We're back to it.
You always love to serve.
We always love to rehash sometimes, you know. That's called driving the point home.
Stop. Oh my God. I've been watching a lot more movies recently. We're going to get onto this topic of the podcast where we just talk about film for the next
4 hours, perhaps.
Yeah, it's funny because as I did watch a 4-hour film yesterday.
Oh, you sure did, didn't
Zack
you?
Snyder cut of the Justice League.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
And let me tell you, surprisingly really good.
Can't tell you. I didn't watch the movie because
You caught the end with me.
I watched a little bit of the ending. I'll be honest with you, but I knew how the original ended. Not really. I wasn't seeking out spoilers, but I was like, okay, whatever. But they had some cool stuff for what I saw the last 30 or so
It
minutes.
just makes me sad because a lot of this stuff that they showed isn't gonna happen. You know.
Well, maybe it will now, but you never know.
I don't know, but it was really good. I highly recommend. Even if you don't have the 4 hours, it's separated into 6 different parts, so you can just like watch a bunch of it.
But is it made to?
apart.
But is it made to like be consumed in one sitting? You think?
All right, as someone who did it in one sitting, yes, but that's just because I don't like to start a movie and not finish it.
You
I've
just
only
have
done
like
that
a
with like 1 or 2 movies.
because they were really bad.
Well, no, because they were really long, and I started them like really late at night. So first one was The Irishman. I started that at like 9:30 at night, and I was like, definitely didn't think that one through. And then the other one was I want to say it was the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Ah, yes, Two Towers.
I started that at like 11, and I don't know why I started it at like 11. I knew I should have started it like earlier. Just waited till the next day. But I started watching what I think I got out in the living room around 3:30, and then I wasn't done till about 8. So, well, that's also because we had like a half-hour time gap where the internet kind of crashed, and so that's why it took a little longer than normal. But definitely recommend if you like the DC EU, and if you are a fan of Zack Snyder, perhaps. But even if you're not, I think if you're just a fan of movies in general, I think it's something you have to watch.
I think if you want just faith in DC, you're going to have to turn to the comics, unfortunately. But
No, I honestly think this movie corrects a lot of the wrongs of a lot of the problems with the DCEU, and that's a very bold statement.
it's a very bold statement. They were on a very, very hot losing streak.
I think this was Zack Snyder's true vision for what the DC was supposed to be, and I love it. I give it it's in the 80s, like out of a scale of 100, it's like in the 80s,
Nice.
maybe like
85.
85. I'll give it a middle.
It gets a B plus.
Of course, there are some things that were like okay, but for the most part, compared to the 2017 cut, yeah, no, definitely far better.
Any 100s out of 100s for you, Mike McDonald?
Movie wise, out of everything.
Any perfect hundreds? Maybe some extra credit thrown in there for good measure.
No, there's no perfect 100 out of 100.
Then what's a 99?
What's a 99? I can never tell you it's not Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'll tell you that much. I hate that movie.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I would have to see a list of every movie I saw in front of me just to tell you that answer, because I don't want
to refresh the memory.
Yeah, because God, I've seen so many.
Do you want me to name some of the obnoxious film buff movies just to kind of get the old juices flowing, like Pulp Fiction?
Okay, that's under the 99. I can tell you that for a fact.
Not a 99?
No.
Okay.
It's up there, but it's not like a 99. It's at least it's between anywhere from
Snowpiercer.
Not a 99. It's again there. Okay, Pulp Fiction I give between a 70 and an 85 somewhere on a good day.
Is it better than Justice League?
Yeah, probably better than Justice League. So I'll probably give it maybe between 70 and 90.
Okay.
Snowpiercer probably 60 to 75.
You're a tough critic to please.
I think the TV show is actually doing better for Snowpiercer. I think that's more of a TV show better as a TV show format, personally. So,
Good Will Hunting.
Ooh, that's high 80s, low 90s.
Titanic. Overrated movie.
Okay, visual wise, great movie. Story wise, I don't really care enough. Never got on the oh my god. Ship Rose and Jack. It's like, yeah, whatever, I was just there I was always there just for the ending.
The Dark Knight.
High 70s, low 80s.
And you're trying to tell me that Justice League is a better movie than The Dark Knight?
I enjoyed it more than the Dark. I really enjoyed this Justice League more than the Dark Knight. I really did. That's a hot take.
No,
I love the Dark Knight, but I think
you need to rewatch The Dark Knight, bud.
I just watched it a month or so ago.
Oh Christ.
I honestly think I enjoyed the Zack Snyder. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I enjoyed that more than the Dark Knight Rises, which is saying a lot right now.
Not the Dark Knight Rises, not the Bane one.
Just the Dark Knight.
Oh my God.
I've been stuck inside for a very long time. I don't know what's. Maybe I'm just having a little cabin fever.
It's affecting your opinions, you loser. No. Let's see.
Maybe I'm just excited because it's
fresh movie bliss.
Also because it's the studio released it on fan demand.
It's like the
it's
big.
A little bit more. It's a bit more of a win. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like the big man lost.
Yeah.
Even though Zack Snyder's probably a multimillionaire though.
I mean, he's made some pretty interesting films.
Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, I mean, as much as it's up there as one of my favorite Marvel movies, it's probably like a 60 to 70.
Captain America 3 Civil War.
70 to 80. I like see superheroes, like I love superhero movies, but like
They in their own box.
I think they're just in their own little world. Like
Okay.
because like they could change just how I feel. Like I could say like, oh my god, I love Captain America: The First Avenger. Like for the longest time I did, and rewatching it not too long ago, I'm like, it's all right.
Disney Pixar's Tangled.
Stop. Don't. It's like my second favorite Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Princess movie, if we wanted to get that specific.
What's higher than that?
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
The 90s one, not the new live action one, quote unquote, because it's not all live action.
Give us the score, goddammit.
The score for what? Tangled?
For Tangled.
Oh, 90.
Ooh.
I really like Tangled. What can I say?
I'm not
ashamed of it either.
I think it's a great movie too. I don't know if I'd say it's better than The Dark Knight or
Okay, if you put me in a room and they threw Tangled or The Dark Knight, if I had to pick one,
you would pick Tangled.
no,
No.
I would pick The Dark Knight actually.
But didn't you just say The Dark Knight was not as good as a movie as Tangled?
See, like Tangled, I had to be in the mood for.
Okay.
I I'm not like
The Dark Knight can satisfy you more often than a Tangled can.
but I
Okay.
like the music in Tangled. That's
Okay,
probably
okay.
why I'm a little bit more biased.
Okay.
because I like the music.
Mm-hmm.
That the song in the boat just gets me every time.
Romance.
I don't know. It's fun. It's cute.
Can I throw you for a curveball?
Okay.
Camp Rock 2: The Final Jam.
Oh my god, a freaking like 1. I'll just give it. I won't even give it a 0 because I could probably get some enjoyment out of it, but like at the same time, it's like a 1.
I don't even know. I haven't seen the movie. It's probably like, garbage, but I don't know if I go so far to say it's a 1.
I mean, if you asked me about how, I guess 10 years ago, 11 years ago when that movie came out, it'd probably be a different story because I wasn't as big in the movie.
What is like rock bottom for you?
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom?
Is it a better movie than Camp Rock 2: The Final Jam?
Yeah, I'd rather watch Camp Rock 2: The Final Jam than Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I really would. There's only 2 movies that get me. It's that one. Oh crap, what's the other one? Wait. It's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on what other movie really just I cannot watch.
Do you remember the genre?
Oh god, no. It will come to me. It's like it's that movie and something
Is it one of those like it's so bad it's funny, or
No.
it's just bad?
Because like I can appreciate it's so bad it's funny. Like I can appreciate like
The Room,
The Room, for example. Like I love
Birdemic?
I've never seen Birdemic, but I know I've seen clips and stuff. I know it's really funny, but The Room, chef's kiss. It's
masterpiece.
It's just chaotic. It's just chaotic, and I love it. This is fun. We should do this more often.
We rebrand to a movie
Come on,
podcast.
give me something. You got to give me one more curveball though.
One more curveball.
One more curveball before we move on.
One more curveball. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good curveball here. Okay,
Can't give me a Star Wars one because
that's too easy.
That's too easy.
That's too easy because it's either going to be no, okay. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek 1.
The first one.
First one.
Ooh.
You wanted a curveball? Here's a curveball.
I wish I can give you that score. But
Lens
there's
flare the
so
movie.
much lens flare.
the movie.
I can't see. All right. See, for originality,
It's not very original. It's just a Star Wars movie in disguise, and you know it. Star Trek Star Trek did come first. It was a space. It was like a space drama, not a space western.
Right. Compared to what do you call it? The second one, In the Darkness or whatever. That was just a ripoff of Wrath to Khan. So this one had at least a little bit more of an original story because it was also more like an.
Wasn't it just a ripoff of A New Hope? Technically,
I mean, that's just following Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, though. So that, like, you could say Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey is basically everyone rips that off. Any like fantasy sci-fi movie will rip that off. Lord of the Rings does it.
I suppose that would actually kind of make sense. Yeah, at least I mean Tolkien does do some twists and turns.
Star Wars did a twist. They've done a few twists. Actually, only one 2, I guess.
Yeah, there's a couple big twists. I would say
big twists.
Yeah,
but no. Going back to. I haven't seen that movie in probably haven't seen that movie at least in like 7 years. I like the cast. for 2009, the visuals are pretty good considering that's mostly all in space. I don't know. I'll maybe give it like I'll go to 50. I'll go right in the middle. It's not really a movie I can tell you a lot about because I didn't really care much for the Star Trek reboot.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them all. I saw the 2 and 3 in theaters.
One last movie before we change gears. Interstellar.
I actually haven't seen Interstellar.
Never seen Interstellar.
It's as a film guy, I'm mad that I haven't seen it. I just haven't had a place to watch it, or it's the place I can't go buy it either. Like they don't sell it, or if I do find it, it's like an absurd amount of money for like the 4K copy, and I'm not spending $30 on Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
You got all right. You can one more. You can do one more.
You want one more?
Well, because it wasn't fair.
Good or curveball?
Surprise me.
Surprise you? Avatar. Blue people.
Also 2009.
Highest grossing movie in the world.
Right. It is again. Yeah. I'm gonna have to say, not for the story, but visually for what they did at the time. Like that was like groundbreaking stuff. I'll have to give it 82.
Oddly specific score.
It's very oddly specific.
This is a very oddly
I was
specific
one of
score.
my. I think as far as I remember, it's like was my first 3D experience for.
Can
a
you
movie.
name 3 of the cast members of that movie besides Zoe Saldana?
The guy from Clash of the Titans.
I was gonna say the guy who's Alex Mason, because that's the same guy.
Yeah, it is the guy.
He is
yeah.
the
guy. Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver's in it.
Ah, she was, yeah.
The bad guy from Ted, who I can just never remember his name, is in it, and the guy from the movie, the horror movie where he is blind and he tries to kill the kids in his house, and he has like a girl that he. It's a really dark movie. I shouldn't. We don't want to get.
You don't want to get too spooky on this podcast.
Spooky. The bad guy.
Duh.
The big military man who all he likes is guns and killing things. But James Cameron did that. You know why he released that back in China? Because he's like, superhero movies don't deserve to be like good cinema. And I'm like,
Technically speaking, like, it doesn't really matter who's number one because regardless of Avatar or Avengers Endgame is number one, Disney wins.
Disney, I think out of the top 5, I think Disney owns 4 of them.
I believe so, yeah.
Hold on, let me look them up.
He's pulling out the phone, ladies and gentlemen.
Highest grossing film as 2020 adjusted for. They're actually saying Gone with the Wind is.
Is it?
I guess I've all.
Is this like adjusted for inflation though?
Yeah, it's adjusted for inflation.
Oh, that's different. Okay, fair enough.
Top 5. I don't think this is a. It says Gone with the Wind, Avatar, Titanic, Star Wars, like the original Star Wars, like A New Hope, and then Endgame as top 5. Hold on. I don't think that's the right. Here we go. This one looks more. Here we go. All right, this is better. We have Avatar at number 1, Avengers Endgame at number 2, Titanic at number 3, The Force Awakens at number 4, and Infinity War at number 5. So James Cameron has 2, Disney has 3.
So technically Disney has 5.
Actually, wait. They own Avatar.
Well, actually, I don't know if they own Titanic, but they do own.
They own Avatar.
They own Avatar, so
it is on Disney Plus. Number 6 is Jurassic World, which that's just because dinosaurs. And then really? Number 7 is the 2019 live action Lion King, or again, quote unquote live action.
I mean,
wait, Furious 7 is number 9.
Everybody saw Furious 7
and then Frozen
in
2
theaters.
is number 10, and Avengers is number 8. I skipped over 8.
Yeah. Everybody saw Furious 7 in theaters.
Well, I saw. Yeah.
Did you see Furious 7 in theaters,
I saw
Mike?
Furious 7 in theaters. Yeah.
Okay, well, then there you go.
Wait, Minions is number 21. It's above Captain America's Civil War. It's kind of weird.
It's good for the kids.
But it's between Iron Man 3 and Captain America Civil War. It's fun.
Good for the kids.
It's good for the kids. Ew. Actually, that's fine. That's fine. Skyfall, number 28. The first James Bond movie, actually.
Throwback to last week's episode of the Just the Two of Us podcast.
Yeah, but who cares? Because we all know Disney's got something up their sleeve. when it comes to the next Star Wars movie won't make that much, but like
Disney will buy this podcast.
oh, that would be bad.
That's terrible. They'll give us an offer of $500 and we'll take it because we're broke.
Oh, I wouldn't take it for $500.
$600.
If our podcast
$600.
no, like first of all,
How much money would Disney or some company have to give you to give up the rights to this podcast? We can still keep doing it, but they get to own us.
here's the thing: they buy us out. Are we going to get paid as part of salary from Disney?
Or will they just give us like a lump sum payment of something?
Yeah, well, they ain't giving me $600. I'll be like, no, you're either going to hire me as a full-time employee to give me benefits to do this podcast, or I'm not giving you the podcast.
Okay, but like give me a monetary value that they could sell you for.
All right. First of all, we would have to be huge. I mean, like Joe Rogan level huge, which isn't, or even something of a medium caliber that we get enough following.
Medium caliber podcast.
Yes. Something like down the middle. If Disney came to us, which they wouldn't, because Disney doesn't really do podcasts that much.
Or so you think.
No, I mean, I know like
There's their next
I know Marvel's
avenue.
getting into podcasts, but I don't know what that's.
There's their next avenue. They're going to take over podcasts.
Okay. Let's hope not. They already have enough. But if
They have a lot on their plate.
they have a lot on their plate. But if Disney came and if we were a fairly decent podcast, if we were making enough money on it, I would say $250,000.
$250,000.
Yes. That gives me enough to pay off my college debt and then have a little bit of money to, do some traveling.
Also, think of it like this. You could say we had content good enough that Disney bought it. That's a guarantee you'll get a job anywhere else. Think of the opportunities.
That's true too. But like, come on, I would at least want some money out of it.
Fair enough. No,
I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for like $1 million.
I just
think
like just
250 is-
eliminating some of these here student loans. Sticking it up to the man.
I could pay that off. Maybe do a little bit of traveling. Maybe just treat myself to something.
Treat yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Do yourself a little dance. Make yourself a little love. Get down, tonight.
Maybe, I don't know.
Thank you, Tom.
Our walls are toothing in this apartment.
Well, you ever we could have invested in some noise cancellation foam.
Yeah, you said that when we moved in here, though. Or at least when I moved in here.
Yeah,
you were
well,
gonna buy me some.
that didn't happen.
As you could see, no, because I got a big old American flag on my wall.
Yeah, Mr. Patriot over here.
It's the 13 colonies, though.
Yeah, Mr.
It's fun.
Mr. Colonial Patriot over here.
Colonial Patriot, yeah.
Yes, he's currently sleeping underneath the banner of the House Stark.
Winter is coming.
Remember Game of Thrones?
No, I don't talk about it. I literally rushed. I literally was like, I never watched Game of Thrones, but I was like, I wanted to get into it. And the last season was coming out, and Tom was like, all right, here. It's like, it was January at the time. It's like, it's coming out in end of March or something like that.
Mhm.
He's like, you got 2 months to get through that time, 7 seasons. I was like, all right, bet. They were
You
like,
could do that, right?
they were
Yeah.
like, what? I think there was like a lot of episodes. They were hour episodes, but they were like,
Aren't some of them like even longer
they're
episodes?
10 episodes or something per season, they're like hour, but some of them could go over depending on whatever the time was.
Nice.
I got through 7 seasons in 2 months, which for me, getting through a TV show, that's really good. I normally don't rush through TV shows when I binge them.
Yeah.
So like for me to get that done in 2 months was pretty amazing. Because I literally think I finished the day of the premiere of season 8.
Yeah.
Like I watched like the last 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So to basically be excited, I was like, oh cool, I'm excited where everything's going. And then for season 8 to happen, and it was like, oh, what was the point then? Like I watched all this for just everything kind of just go back to like nothing really got resolved character wise. Like a lot of the characters went back to their original season 1 things, like Jaime Lannister.
And just the fact that the writing was doo-doo.
Yeah,
Stinky poo-poo.
because those guys were like, oh, we got this Star Wars money now. And then Disney was like, after this, no, you're not doing your Star Wars thing.
But I mean, it's fine because HBO just ordered 3 more Game of Thrones spinoffs.
Yeah, they're prequels, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that. You ever wonder if maybe what if, release the R.R. Martin cut?
I think he's releasing his book. The last book isn't even out yet.
He's been writing it for how many years? 6,
So many years.
7?
Something like that. But you can't rush art, Alan.
You can't rush hard. No, you
But
cannot.
then again, like I have this theory that the way the show ended was his original ending, and I think he wanted to see audience perception, so he could be like, "Oh, that's not how my book ended."
I respectfully disagree.
I know. I'm just a fun
That compare the writing of the later seasons of Game of Thrones to the earlier seasons when there was actually material to go off of. It is a stark contrast in quality. Those earlier seasons are like,
chef's kiss.
and those later seasons are like the theatrical release of the Justice League.
There's that meme with the horse drawing, and it's like the horse gets like worse
Progressively worse the later you go.
Yeah. I don't know. I always hate to see franchises like end on a sour note.
They can't stick the landing,
Like almost like Star Wars.
Exactly like Star Wars.
Or like The Rise of Skywalker. Ended on such a bad note. But then The Mandalorian came out.
Mandalorian doesn't count because that's not the ending.
It's technically before all that.
It's before all that, yeah.
I don't care. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole again. It's just Star Wars it's good. It's getting better. It's getting better. I have faith.
4-hour-long versions of the sequel trilogy to iron out all the kinks.
At that point, you should just redo all of them.
They're doing a sequel to the sequel trilogy. Or a reboot to the sequel trilogy.
I mean, I heard that there's always been like, oh, let's make them legends and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, just leave them and then do what they did with like the prequels, and you just make content that surrounds the prequels and just makes everything make more sense.
Fix them,
Like
you need
Star Wars: The Clone Wars essentially, in my mind, saved the prequel trilogy because it's beloved by most fans now because of that show.
It wasn't just because of good writing and pacing and dialogue.
It's also Star Wars should be more of a TV format than it should be a movie.
I could certainly see it,
I mean, look at The Mandalorian, for example. Like, it shows that Star Wars is better for the smaller screen to get your stories across.
It allows you to flesh things out the same way the cinema won't. Or at least the cinema experience, I saw something that basically said a lot of the reasons why a lot of your favorite movies have so many of these glaring flaws in them is because they're too short. If they just had an extra hour or an hour and a half or even 30 minutes of runtime, it allows you to pad out things to give more exposition to make your plot points kind of stick just a little bit more.
Well, here's the problem.
Take your average Marvel movie. If you just gave it an extra 30 minutes of runtime, any problems that you have with it, a good chance would probably be resolved. Boring characters would get more time to be fleshed out and actually mean something, Like, remember Baron Zemo from Captain America 3?
He's back in the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
though.
well, he did nothing in the theatrical release of Civil War. If you gave him an extra 30 minutes for him to be on the screen and do stuff, he'd be a much more liked and respected villain in fans of that series.
Well, here's the thing. Theaters have schedules to run.
That's the counter argument, yeah.
It's like a 3-hour movie is really pushing it to have just one theater taken up for 3 hours. If you have a 90-minute to 2-hour movie,
It means more show
it
times.
means you can get more people in.
And that means more money for the studios.
More money for the studios, more money for the theater. And it's like, it sucks that it's a bad thing. Like, that's kind of a main...
But here's the thing. Here's the counter argument to that counter argument. Zack Snyder's Justice League proves that if you really want to, you can have a good payoff. Should you decide to take the risk and go forward with something
The
like
problem
this?
is with streaming services now, you could just do it on streaming services. You can release the theatrical and be like, oh, we have the director's cut coming to HBO Max in like 2 months. And then, it's kind of a win-win, I guess, for not just the fans, but for the studios, because then they can make more money for people downloading their streaming service.
What do you think all these Disney Plus shows is? They're basically like movies, but longer.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like WandaVision, that's like, I don't know what the total runtime of the entire series is.
6 hours.
6 hours. That's 6 hours worth of content. Do you think they could have trimmed down some of the fat and released a 4-hour theatrical release of WandaVision and called it like its own movie and have kind of cool transitions between all the different,
Yes.
probably would have been amazing.
Essentially did it in the TV show, essentially.
They essentially did, yeah.
I think it could work.
It would have to be re-edited to fix the glaring pacing issues with the fact that, they intentionally do cliffhangers all the time, but
you could definitely work around it.
you could work around it, yeah. It's a proven format, and because these streaming services are so big and the exclusivity rights are worth so much money, these studios can technically get their money back.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because, like, Avengers Endgame made a bucket load in the box office. It didn't make that much profit-wise, though, because it cost so much money to make, because they did Infinity War and Endgame in, like, one package. So even though it was, like, one of the biggest movies ever,
It was 2 movies they
Yeah,
did.
it still only made like a few hundred million, which, obviously it's a few hundred million, but, in terms of like return on investment, not as big as you'd
But
think.
they'll make up that loss when it comes to merchandise sales, home releases, and stuff like that.
I mean, they already have. WandaVision's too big.
Yeah, exactly. And like with these new shows, you're gonna get like, oh, do you want to see where all these people end up after Endgame?
Go nuts. Buy our stuff. Thank you,
like-
Tom.
Yeah, sorry if you could hear him. It's Friday night. He's on with the boys.
Playing some Destiny 2.
I hate Fridays and Saturdays sometimes.
Why?
He keeps me up sometimes. He kind of yells.
You can't say that because I sound like a jackass.
Yeah,
when
but you're on
I
the other side of the house, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough. But if we were on the same side, you'd want to like decimate me with the stupid things that come out of my mouth on a Friday and Saturday night when I'm on
Why?
Discord with
I
the
do that
boys.
every day though.
Fair enough. You got
I
me.
got you.
Yeah,
You kinda
got
walked
me.
into that one.
Yeah, you got me, you bastard.
Yeah, you really like to use that word tonight, don't you? It's a bad word, that one.
He's on fire right now.
Stop. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even listen to our podcast. Actually, that's not true. He tried to the other day.
He couldn't get through it, could he?
Well, no, the boy gets distracted easily.
Yeah.
But I still love him.
Love you, Tom.
He won't listen to this.
Well, he will now. I just gave him a kiss.
You still won't listen to it.
Okay.
That might give him more of a reason not to listen to it. Juju Smith's got re-signed by the Steelers again. If anyone cares about sports.
Ew. Sports.
I know you don't like sports, Al, but some people do.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. Sorry.
I'm the only person who likes sports in this household.
How does it feel to be the odd man out?
Pretty used to it at this point.
It's okay.
I'm like that weird kind of guy, It's like I'm pretty much I'm a nerd, but I wouldn't call myself like
You're down the middle for everything.
I'm down the middle for everything. Like I
You
said,
call yourself a nerd, but you won't venture into the weird stuff.
anime.
If you call it weird, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're referring. Like, I like to think besides anime, I'm pretty in touch with every other.
PC gaming, my friend.
Okay, that's just because I don't want to waste the money on a PC.
It's not a waste of money. You could use it for your career choice.
Okay, and I think I
God's
said this
sake.
before to you. I think
Yeah.
I said I'd rather get a stable place so I don't. Then I could buy.
And
a
then you
PC.
buy the. Okay, fine, fair enough. And
I don't want all this traveling back and forth with a PC from here to my house and back here from my house. Once I maybe get settled down and if I want a home office or an entertainment room for myself, a man cave maybe, then I'll buy a PC.
fair enough.
And then when that time comes, I'll call you and we can build it together. How about that?
Yeah.
Because you would know what to buy.
Yes, the PC market is currently garbage at the moment. Everything is sold out. Surprise, surprise.
Well, I wonder why.
Not for the reason you think. Cryptocurrency mining.
Oh, the doggo. Is it the doggo thing?
I mean, Dogecoin, just Bitcoin was rising in value.
What is Doge? Isn't that made as a meme?
It started as a meme, but then it turned into a real thing.
Elon Musk is like supporting it, is he not?
Yeah, when he went viral for saying invest in Dogecoin a couple of years ago, I think, and it caused it to spike. And now it's spiking again. I think in response, ironically enough, to the stock market, which there's no real correlation in the value of Bitcoin in the stock market, but sometimes there's like, I think, trends. And because of that, once one thing blows up, like with the whole GME thing, suddenly it's like, oh, well, I guess we better invest in crypto. So go nuts. Also, there's tariffs in China where a lot of the manufacturing parts are exclusively made.
Do you know how much like those would be worth in like physical money?
There's a conversion. Yeah, I can actually check for you. I'm gonna whip out the phone myself. Let's see here.
Because I've always wondered that. Because I
Bitcoin
never really
to US dollar ratio.
I just never really understood the how.
Well, the
That
way it
stuff
works
works.
is you use a computer of some kind to mine equations, and for each equation you successfully complete, which you can because it's automatic, you'll generate a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a Bitcoin until you eventually end up with one whole Bitcoin. And if you get enough mining to get a whole Bitcoin, that is equal to roughly almost $59,000. 59 one.
One Bitcoin, $59,000.
Excuse me, it's $58,813.
Okay, we'll round it up just for the sake of it. But 50, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, like one.
I know,
So
one.
if you had like,
This isn't even the highest it's ever been. That would be in 2013, if you remember that whole big
I remember
spike.
that, yeah.
That was almost $62,000 per Bitcoin.
62,000. Wow.
62,000, yeah.
So 1 Bitcoin
is almost 60K.
So if
yeah.
you have like 100 Bitcoin,
You would have.
oh, let's just do the math here. This is current standards. I got it. Let's do 58,000. Let's just do 59,000
Mm-hmm.
times 100.
And you're probably saying some equivalent of holy cow.
5.9 million.
That's a lot of Bitcoin, isn't it?
Wow, 5.9 million. Where do you go to how do you? That's a deposit. Where do you go to?
Yeah,
get
you
your
trade with people on the Bitcoin market. You can trade it for real currency. Some companies are even accepting Bitcoin as an acceptable form of payment, such as Tesla, where you can exchange, I don't know, 5 or 6 Bitcoin probably to get a Tesla. I would imagine that's probably what the exchange is at this
Yeah.
current moment.
You hear about the story about the guy who forgot his password to get onto his Bitcoin, and it's like worth so much. It's like worth like millions now or something like that.
Something like that, because
and
he
he's
probably
on like his last try. If he doesn't get it, then he loses it.
yeah.
That's got to be scary. Could you imagine?
I'm surprised someone know how to Bitcoin can just help them.
Yeah, it's got to be like a
There's got to be a workaround, isn't there?
forgot my password setting. Or
It's a little different when there's money attached to it, you know? I don't know if the guy linked his social security number to it or something.
there's got to be a way you can go about figuring that out.
Two-factor authentication for your Bitcoins.
I'm not a robot.
I'm not a robot, though. I invest in Dogecoin.
It's so dumb.
It may be dumb, but that's the future.
Hey,
That's the future of the economy.
Maybe we should get involved with it.
Unregulated market economy.
Oh, that's a little chaotic. What you say?
It's
Then again, most people our age don't care.
most
They would rather
regulated.
see
Most
it.
regulated markets are also chaotic, Michael.
I mean, most markets in general, they don't have to be everything's just chaotic. This world we live in is chaotic.
Life is chaos, isn't it?
It is chaos, and we're just living in it.
And I think that's a good place to end.
That is a very good place to end. Yes, this was a good episode, Alan, as always.
Well, thank you. I've given you 3 kisses today, and you haven't blown me back one.
That's true.
That's okay.
And this is Just Two of Us podcast. Thank you for joining us, folks. As always, I'm Michael McDonald.
And I'm Alan Agostino. Take care of yourselves, and have a wonderful night.
Kiss.
Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Fielding kisses in the sky. Just the 2 of us. You and I.
Invest in Dogecoin.